What's going on, traders? Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're watching this week and where you think the markets are headed. We're going to break it down in this video, so stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about supply and demand trading. Alright, looking at the US dollar first, the call reports show that the banks got rid of 2,800 longs and actually got rid of 1,500 shorts the past week on the US dollar. And looking at the weekly chart, we are reacting off some sort of weekly demand right here, but the problem becomes we're reacting off of monthly supply as well. So it's going to be a tricky situation. I could definitely see us bouncing off this weekly demand and going to the upside. So I would be careful shorting the US dollar right now based on the fact that weekly demand is in control. A good sign to see if that weekly demand is going to hold is if this daily demand on the US dollar does hold, so we'll have to see how that reacts. If this daily demand gets broken in this weekly demand, then I could see that weekly demand actually breaking, and then we can probably get more shorts to the downside on the US dollar. On to EURUSD, and first I just want to say thank you to all the Patreon members for supporting the channel. And if you're interested, check out my Patreon. It's only $5 CAD per month, and you get all my charts and zones and trend lines and trends and all that stuff only for $5 per month Canadian. So it's a pretty good deal if you want to track all those zones with me, and hope to see you there. Anyways, looking at the call reports, it shows on the euro that the banks got rid of 2,500 longs and they're adding shorts. So that's pretty telling in my opinion, because we are in that weekly supply. It's basically the opposite of the US dollar, and we're in this monthly area of demand right now. So based on them adding shorts, we could start to see the move to the downside. So you could essentially maybe look for a 4-hour momentum shift in that area. So what you would look for on the 4-hour chart would be something like this, like a break of momentum. Hopefully we can get a new push up, but I would not be shorting the euro right now until at least this demand zone has been broken on the 4-hour chart, and it would be better if we can get a trend line break and also this demand as well. Looking at the Aussie dollar, the banks added they got rid of 3,600 longs and they added 4,000 shorts. So it is somewhat telling, just like the euro, where we could see this daily demand area break, and this is also a support and resistance area as well that we could see breaking. And then that would create would be that daily demand break and potentially have new daily supply down there. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, it's pretty choppy right now. This flip zone is holding, but ultimately to go short, you'd want to see that daily demand be removed, and then we could start to look for shorts on the 4-hour time frame. But like I said, I would just wait for that daily demand to be removed, but then we also would prefer to see this weekly demand removed as well in order to get short on the Aussie. GBPUSD, the British pound, the banks got rid of almost 2,000 longs and they added to their shorts, and that's lining up exactly with what I'm wanting to happen, because now we have the daily downtrend. This daily demand was removed, so now we are hopefully going to get a push down here, and we can start to look for shorts on the 4-hour time frame. Keep in mind that the weekly trend is up, so that's one factor that's not looking good for short setups, but ultimately I would like to get in short the pound. What I'm waiting for to happen is for this daily demand to be removed, and then I could maybe look for 1-hour pullbacks, or better yet would be 4-hour pullbacks. But I will probably most likely look for 1-hour pullbacks, and for me to get that, I would have to see this 1-hour demand be removed. So next week I definitely will be watching the pound and seeing if the daily chart starts to make new lows. All right, on to USDJPY. The banks added 500 longs and they added 2,000 shorts, which also lines up with my analysis very good, because now we reacted off of a weekly supply zone. I'm going to do a top-down analysis here. We have weekly supply in control. We have a daily confirmation by the removal of this one demand zone right here. The daily trend is now sideways. So what I'm waiting for exactly is for price to come back up to this daily confirmation, where I will then switch to my 1-hour time frame and look for confirmation to the downside. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to try to put a video link up here in the right corner talking about a confirmation entry, and it basically breaks down exactly what I'm going to be looking for on the 1 hour time frame, because right now I think the USDJPY is better to be shorting at this time. USDCAD, the banks added 2,800 longs and they got rid of almost 1,000 shorts, which, you know, I would like to get in short on the US dollar, but maybe price will turn around. This is a daily chart, and clearly the daily supply is held up here. It actually took a nice trade on the 1 hour up here, or actually down here a little bit, but the daily trend is continuing. So I'm still bearish on the Canadian dollar, and what I'm looking for is for this 4 hour demand to be removed. And then what I will start to look for is either 4 hour or 1 hour pullbacks, whatever the market's giving me. So but I don't want to be just shorting right now. I want to see this 4 hour demand be removed, because clearly it's been the zone responsible for holding up price. So once that's removed, I think we can get some pretty nice 4 hour pullback short to the downside. All right, on to USDCHF. The banks last week added 600 longs and they got rid of about 300 shorts. So not too much to see in the call reports there. But if you look at this weekly chart, it looks essentially the exact same as the US dollar. So it looks like USDCHF is most correlated with the dollar right now. So hopefully we can watch the dollar and it'll give us a hint to see what this pair is going to do. But we are in weekly demand, so I'd be very careful shorting right now on the Swiss. Looking at the daily chart, it is sideways. There is a nice daily zone up here. So if you do trade in these areas, I would make sure I'm trading confirmation entries. Like I said, watch my tips playlist and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But right now I'm kind of just waiting to get in long in that weekly demand. It would be pretty hard to get confirmation. Price would essentially have to move up here and break the 93.69 area. So for me to get in short up here or long, it's pretty difficult. So maybe some short entries up here if that weekly demand ends up breaking. All right, on to gold. The past week they added 12,000 longs and they got rid of 9,000 shorts. So to me, that's a pretty good sign that this rally in gold, you know, it might be the one that starts to push price up higher, especially since these call reports show that the bankers are pretty bullish on gold right now based on those call reports, because they still remain 76% long. It could move price down, and I'm sure if they do that, then they will probably continue to buy. So we'll have to see. Right now, for me to get in long on gold, I'm going to have to just continue to watch this daily time frame and get these two supply zones removed, and then I'd probably be more comfortable buying gold. But if you trade the lower time frames, we had a nice 4 hour zone here. It's tested now. But, you know, if price does come up here and break this 4 hour supply, you can maybe start to look at 15-minute pullbacks with, you know, your targets maybe at this opposing daily area of supply at about 1,800. So I would keep an eye out for that. All right, last but not least, oil. And like I said earlier, if you want to check out the Patreon, the support would be much appreciated. And the return is pretty good too. You can track all these zones with me midweek, and I highly suggest checking it out. And please like the video if this video helped. It'd be much appreciated as well. So looking at oil, the past week they got rid of 21,000 longs, and they got rid of a few shorts too, 2,000. But basically on oil, I'm waiting for price to come up to this daily supply, where I will look for that 1 hour confirmation. And like I said earlier, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my confirmation trading video. It should help you to see exactly what I'm looking for. And if we can get in short up there, you know, profit margin is pretty wide looking at the weekly chart. But, you know, clearly we've been sideways for a whole week now on oil. So hopefully price can start to show the direction, because if price does not come up to that daily area of supply, I still have an interest in shorting oil once price breaks these lows here. And then I could probably continue to short after that. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching this week's Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well if you don't mind. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're looking at this week, and you know, maybe we can get in touch and you can send me a chart and let me know what you're looking at. I always like looking at charts. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week and let's make some money. Cheers.